Hello, sports fans. It is Wednesday, January the 16th, the year 2013, and as usual, a lot to get to in the sports world, so let's get it going right now. Before I do my State of the Union of the NBA, let's go through some scores from last night. Let's start in the NBA. The Lakers beat the Bucks last night. The Lakers are showing some signs of life. They've actually won 2 in a row. They play Miami tomorrow. Let's see if they can beat Miami and keep this little win streak going. Also, Denver at home last night beat Portland. Denver is a really good home team. In that altitude in Denver, Denver can beat anyone. On the road, very shaky though. The Clippers go into Houston and just bombard Houston. How good are the Clippers playing this year? Very high level this year for the Clippers. And also Brooklyn at home last night, polished off Toronto. Brooklyn, ever since they made the change to PJ Carlesimo, has been playing really good basketball. I'll tell you what, if Brooklyn keeps playing like this, PJ Carlesimo may get the full-time coaching job there. That's how well Brooklyn is playing. So nice to see that they turned their season around here. Also in college basketball last night, St. John's at Madison Square Garden beat Notre Dame. Big win for St. John's. St. John's has a really young team. They have all freshmen and sophomores playing. Really talented bunch, but very green, very young. Steve Lavin is a great recruiter. If you can give him a couple of years here, he could build St. John's up to a decent level. So they did get a nice win against Notre Dame last night. St. John's now 2-3 in the conference. They really had to have that game. They dropped to 1-4 in the conference. They're going to start hanging their head. Maybe the season's over. Nice win for St. John's last night. Notre Dame taking a step backwards. Haven't had a good last week, so Notre Dame not playing so well the last week. And how about Wisconsin last night? Wisconsin goes into Indiana and beats number 2 Indiana in Bloomington, which is an impossible place to play. What a job by Bo Ryan's Wisconsin Badger team. I told you yesterday, I thought Indiana was going to win this game, but nobody wants to play Wisconsin because of the style of ball they play. They play such a quirky style, and they just bamboozled Indiana. I think Wisconsin has held like 11 straight opponents under 60 points. I mean, unbelievable job by Wisconsin. They play a strange style, almost like Temple. Temple, no one ever wants to play Temple because of the style they play, even going back to the Chaney years when Chaney was the coach. Wisconsin, the same way. They play an ugly, just a different style. Teams don't like playing them, and you saw it last night. They just betwixt and betwackled Indiana last night, and Wisconsin with a huge win in Bloomington over number 2 Indiana. Tremendous job by Bo Ryan and Wisconsin. Bo Ryan can coach. I mean, Wisconsin doesn't always have the greatest team, but they always get the job done. Great job by Bo Ryan's team last night. Okay, let's go over to the NBA. Let's transition to the NBA here. Let's go to the State of the Union of the NBA. We're going to go Eastern Conference first, then West. We're going to go worst to first. We'll see how everyone's doing. Let's get to it right now. Eastern Conference, your worst team right now, the Washington Wizards at 7-28, 1-15 on the road. They did get John Wall back. That is a positive sign. John Wall is that franchise right now. He's a very exciting player, really good guard. Very exciting to watch. Washington with him at least has a chance to win. At least you have something to go see when you go to a Wizard game now. He is an exciting player, so they do have him back. They have a long way to go, though. Cleveland, 9-31, 5-19 on the road. They are another terrible road team. Irving, fabulous player at point guard for Cleveland. Really nice player. Zeller, he has to pick up his game. He was a high draft pick. You got to see how he develops. And Varejao is hurt. They really miss him. He's a good role player, so they do miss him. Charlotte, 9-28. I do like Walker. I do like Kid Gilchrist, but they need a ton of work. And Michael Jordan as an executive, horrible. Michael Jordan has been as bad as an executive as anyone out there, but you're not going to fire Michael Jordan, so he basically has carte blanche with that team. I mean, Jordan has been awful. He's really got to prove that he can be an executive here on a high level. Charlotte, just an awful team. His draft picks haven't worked out so well. His trades have been even worse, so Michael Jordan's got to pick it up and run that franchise. Okay, Orlando, 13-24. Listen, once they lost Dwight Howard, what did we expect from Orlando? I mean, we didn't expect much. They don't have a lot of talent. This is just what I thought from them. Detroit, 14-24, 4-14 on the road. They do have Greg Monroe, who's a nice player. They do have Brandon Knight, who's a nice player, but they need a lot of help. You know, it's amazing. Tayshaun Prince is still on Detroit. He's getting up there. You wonder why he'd want to stay with Detroit. I know he's played with them, you know, his whole career, and maybe he has some loyalty. But you think at his stage of the game, he'd want to get to a winner. You want to keep an eye on him, see if he gets moved at the trade deadline. I mean, he's still a decent player. He's still a good role player. You wonder why he'd want to stay on a losing team like Detroit here. So we'll keep an eye on that. Toronto, 14-24. They're 10-8 at home, but they're 4-16 on the road. They do have DeRozan and Bargani. They do have some decent players. They were playing a little better there. They still need a lot of work, Toronto. Not even close to being a 500 team. Philadelphia, 16-22, 6-14 on the road. Andrew Bynum, where are you? I hear Andrew Bynum is starting to work out. I hear possibly the All-Star break. Philadelphia needs Andrew Bynum in the worst way. If you put a healthy Bynum on this team with Holiday and Young and Turner, you have something. Without him, you have nothing. And Andrew Bynum is making $16 million a year. He hasn't even set foot on the court yet for Philadelphia. Need him in the worst way. Andrew Bynum, where are you? Okay, the Milwaukee Bucks, they're 19-18. Here's the Bucks situation. Ellis and Jennings are very good in the backcourt. They have no front court at all. They're going to have to move one of these guys and get help in the front court. Trade either Ellis or Jennings. Get someone for the front court. They need more balance here. They're backcourt heavy. They have nothing in the front court. Okay, the Boston Celtics, they are 20-17. They've won 6 in a row. We all love Pierce. We all love Garnett. We all love Rondo. They have Terry. I still think they have a lot of age. I still think their age is going to catch up with them. I don't think they can make a title run. For one game, Boston can beat anyone. They always play hard. Doc Rivers is a good coach. If you get them in a playoff series against a younger team, they're going to get worn down. Right now, though, they are hot. 6 in a row. Atlanta, 21-16. 3-7 in their last 10. I don't like what I'm seeing from Atlanta. They had a really nice start to the season. Lately, haven't been playing good basketball. What did they score the other night? Like 57 points? 57 points in an NBA game? Teams get that in a half. I do like Horford. I do like Josh Smith. Like I said, they were doing a nice job there for a while. The last 10 games, not so much. Atlanta's got to pick it up. Chicago, 21-15 without Derrick Rose. How good is Tom Thibodeau as a coach? One of the best coaches in the NBA. They are holding the fort down until Derrick Rose gets back. When he gets back, if he gets healthy, Chicago's an upper echelon team. They have Noah. Boozer is playing better. They have a lot of decent pieces. You put Derrick Rose on this team, upper echelon Eastern team. Brooklyn, 23-15, 8-2 in their last 10 under PJ Carlesimo. They are playing so much better under PJ. This is what I expected from Brooklyn the whole season. I mean, Avery Johnson did get a raw deal. I didn't give him much time. PJ doing a nice job, though, taking over. Like I said, PJ keeps this up. He may get the job full time. Indiana, 23-15. They started slow. They are playing much, much better, and they still don't have Granger. They'll get him back before the end of the year. Indiana, if you recall, last year was a really good team. Gave Miami fits in the playoffs. Indiana gets Granger back. They are an upper echelon Eastern team. Are they a title team? No, but in the East they can get some things done. The Knicks, 24-13. Believe it or not, I never thought I'd say it, the Knicks miss Felton. They miss Felton with this two-guard system they have. They have to have Felton in the lineup. You see when he's been out, the Knicks have not played well. With Felton in there, the Knicks play much, much better. I never thought I'd say that Felton was the difference for the Knicks, but he is. Carmelo Anthony, of course, playing great this year. Woodson doing a tremendous job as coach. I mean, you got Chandler, the big man in the middle. Kidd playing well, although they're asking a lot from him now without Felton in the lineup. You still have to like overall what you see from the Knicks. Miami, 24-12. 4-6 in their last 10, 8-9 on the road. Miami can get bored. They have like a title hangover. They don't seem motivated some nights. That's not uncommon when you won a title last year. Sometimes they don't just bring it every night. Miami brings their A game. They're the best team in the NBA with LeBron, with Dwayne Wade, with Bosh, with Ray Allen. I mean, no one can beat them if they bring their A game. Sometimes they do get bored, though. They play the Lakers tomorrow night in Los Angeles. Very interesting game. Okay, that's your Eastern Conference. Over to the West we go. The New Orleans Hornets at 11-26. Listen, they have a nice collection of young players. They have Davis, the big man. They have Gordon. They have Rivers, Doc Rivers' son. But they're so young. They're so green. They're so inexperienced. They do have a nice core of young players. They just have to take time to develop. And I'd like to see some more fans in the seats in New Orleans. This core of young players is worth watching. We got to boost the attendance down there in New Orleans. Phoenix, 13-27. I mean, to me, there is not much talent on this Phoenix Sun team. They're 10-10 at home. They can give you a tussle at home. 3-17 on the road. I'll tell you who is a decent player on Phoenix. Scola. Really nice player. See, the problem with Scola on Phoenix is he has to be the main guy. You put Scola on a good team as a role player, you really have something. Scola's a nice player. Sacramento, 14-24, 3-14 on the road. They do have some decent young players. They have Cousins. They have Evans. How good is Fredette going to be? Fredette they picked very high in the draft. They're not getting, their money's worth out of him right now. I mean, he could shoot the three, but can he do anything else? Do you really expect when you pick someone that high in the draft, he's better than this? Another thing, what's Sacramento doing? Are they moving to Seattle? Last week, the Maloofs were prepared to sell the team to a group in Seattle. Now a group from Sacramento has come back at the last minute. They want to get involved. Is Sacramento going to Seattle? Are they staying in Sacramento? Everything up in the air with that franchise. Dallas, 16-23. Very disappointing this year. They have won 3 in a row. Dirk Nowitzki back. Look for Cuban to make a big trade. You know Cuban. He has more money than anyone. He won't stand pat here and settle for this kind of record. Look for him to be active in the trade market. Dallas has a better team than 16-23, especially with a healthy Dirk Nowitzki. The Lakers, 17-21. They have won 2 in a row. They beat Cleveland and Milwaukee. Nothing to write home about. To me, they're still a mess. To me, they're still old. To me, they still don't have a bench. All sorts of problems. They have Miami tomorrow night in Los Angeles. Let's keep an eye on that game. Minnesota, 16-19. It's the same old story with Minnesota. Love is out. Rubio's always hurt. Love and Rubio never play together. They seem to be out more than they seem to be in. If those two guys would ever get healthy, Minnesota would have a decent team. They're always hurt. I mean, Love is basically going to miss most of this year. He had a broken hand at the beginning of the year, comes back, re-breaks the hand. Now he's going to miss some more time. Rubio's always got some ailment as well. So all sorts of injury woes for Minnesota. Utah, 21-19. They're up and they're down. They're 12-4 at home. They're 9-15 on the road. They're, to me, that kind of record. They have some decent players, no real superstars. They're right what I expect Utah. Portland, 20-18. I do like what I see from Portland lately. I do like Aldridge. I do like Lilliard. I do like Batum. I like Matthews. I like Hickson. They have a nice group of players. The Rose Garden out there in Portland is to die for. Great fans, great home arena. Portland started really slow this year. I think they were 2-5. They've really picked it up. They're a team to keep an eye on. I think they can make the playoffs. Houston, 21-17. McHale doing a nice job as coach. I like Lynn. I like Harden. I like Ashik in the middle grabbing the boards. Houston's an exciting team. Are they a title team? No. I think they can make the playoffs, though. Houston has really done some nice things. Denver, 23-16, 14-2 at home, 9-14 on the road. At home, in the altitude, Denver can beat anyone. On the road, they can lose to anyone. They're another team. A nice collection of players, but who's their superstar? Golden State. What a job they've done. 23-13, and they haven't got their big man back, Bogut, yet. Hopefully he'll be back soon. You put him in this lineup with Lee, Curry, Thompson, and Jarrett Jack, who's found a home on Golden State. You have something, and those fans are great at Golden State over there in Oakland. That place gets really loud. Mark Jackson, solid job as coach, up for Coach of the Year. I want to see Bogut in this Golden State lineup because they're doing a great job without him. With him, you got something. Memphis, 24-12. They were bombed the other night by the Clippers. I didn't like that. They have the younger Gasol. They have Gay, who I hear they may trade. They have Conley. They have Randolph. They're another team, though. No superstar. This is a superstar league. Superstars win titles. Memphis has a solid team. They have a playoff team. They can win some games in the playoffs. Can they get to that next level? They may have to make a trade. Look for Rudy Gay to go. San Antonio. As usual, 29-11. What else is new? One of the best records in the NBA. Duncan, Parker, Ginobili, Popovich, his coach, always do a tremendous job. I compare them to the Celtics. I think they have too much age on them to win the title now. You can never count them out because of who they have and how they play and who they are. Doing another nice job in the regular season. Every year they show up. Every year they come to play. They have a big regular season. I think they come up a little short in the playoffs because of their age. Clippers, 30-9. The Clippers have elevated their game big time this year. Griffin playing great. Paul playing great. Crawford was an amazing pickup. They have the big man Jordan in the middle. Hill and Billups coming back. Grant Hill and Chauncey Billups coming back. They'll be off the bench now. Clippers are a real solid team. I think they're an upper echelon Western team. They're definitely the best team in LA. I think they're the second best team in the West, maybe the third best team in the NBA behind Oklahoma City and Miami. So Clippers, tremendous job, and they're really playing at a high level. Very fun team to watch. Oklahoma City, 30-8. To me, they're the best team in the West. Here's the thing with Oklahoma City. We all love Durant. We all love Westbrook. We all love Ibaka. They have a really nice team. Two things. Can they beat Miami? Can they get over that hump with the Heat? And will Martin be as good as Harden in a big spot? Remember, Oklahoma City traded Harden because they couldn't sign him to an extension. He wanted a max deal. They trade him to Houston. I understand they had to do it. They get Martin, who's a decent player, back. But can Martin be as good as Harden in a big spot? Can he do it in the playoffs? Only time will tell. We'll see. I still think Oklahoma City's a little back of Miami, but still, they're a title contender. They're a fun team to watch. Their fans are great. And how smooth is Kevin Durant? He is just silky smooth. A tremendous player, Kevin Durant. Anytime you have a chance to watch Oklahoma City, watch them just to see Kevin Durant. Really, really nice player. Okay, so that's where we are in your NBA. That's kind of your little overview of the NBA. Tonight, some things to keep an eye on. In the NBA, you have Brooklyn at Atlanta. Very nice game there. Denver at Oklahoma City. Houston at Dallas. Memphis at San Antonio. And you have Miami at Golden State. A really nice West Coast game. If you can stay up on the East Coast and watch Miami Golden State, please do so. Miami, a big back-to-back at Golden State tonight, then at the Lakers. That's not an easy back-to-back. The Golden State fans should be flying tonight. Okay, in your college basketball tonight, you have NC State at Maryland, a nice ACC game. You have UNLV at San Diego State, a nice game on the West Coast. Kansas State at TCU. Michigan State at Penn State. And you have New Mexico at Boise State, another late-night game here on the East Coast. So that's where we are as far as your NBA, your college basketball, what to keep an eye on tonight. Tomorrow, big NFL. We're down to the Final Four. We got your AFC Championship game. Baltimore at New England. Right now, New England a 9.5-point favorite. Your big NFC Championship game. San Francisco at Atlanta. Right now, San Francisco on the road, a 3.5-point favorite. We are going to break down both games tomorrow. I'll give you my picks tomorrow, and we'll see who's going to the Super Bowl in 2 weeks. Hard to believe we're at this point in the season. We're down to the nitty-gritty in the NFL. So we'll do all that tomorrow. We'll do all the NFL tomorrow. Anything else that comes up in the sports world, I'll touch on anything that goes on tonight that we need to recap. I'll also throw in a few movie reviews tomorrow. I've seen a few movies. We'll touch on that tomorrow as well because I will have some time tomorrow. You guys, thanks for tuning in. Stay safe. Enjoy your day. Enjoy the games tonight. I will talk to you tomorrow, Thursday. Take care.